Hey, hey guys, I'm going to start all this in a moment. Uh, Transition. Hey guys, so you should be able to see the stream. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Hey guys, so let me know if you can hear me. Okay. You should be able already to. Okay, perfect. How you doing, man? How you guys doing in general these last months, weeks? Have you been trading? Okay. Remove drawings. I'm just going to let this clear. Okay, perfect. So we're just going to wait for some minutes. Can you hear me clear? Or there's any noise that is bothering or anything like that? Okay, perfect. So give me a second. Okay. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to wait, guys, to see if more people join. Uh, I was having some issues with the Discord because I added some new channels, but not everyone have access to them. I mean, they are just going to be open and free. It's just that I need to configure the roles properly. But anyway, how are you guys? Are you into any trade, any position? How you doing with everything? This is a very big candle. How much we went up from 60, almost 40% from the lows. So I'm just going to wait one more minute, and if not more people join, I'm just going to continue streaming. I'm going to let them record, okay? So let's just wait for one more minute, guys. 38% from the lows. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to start. So on the last few months, I haven't been posting pretty much anything on the Discord and on X. I had some personal issues. I mean, I don't want to discuss too much about that because I think this is a very good moment in general to start get back to trading. And I configure myself a setup here where I'm living, and I'm just going to be doing the streams on daily basis. The hour is going to be fixed for New York session. Actually, we had a very nice trade today. I mean, on all this impulse movement, I mean, you can see we generate like this little sweep into the internal channel, and we had this little shift on New York session. I mean, this was a nice trade. I personally didn't took it. I'm just going to be updating mostly macro on the streams, but maybe we can get into some trade for New York session if I see that many people joining. So let's start with my thesis for the next month, okay, guys? As you know, a few months ago Let me see if I can enter to X. And I don't have my account open. Let me just go to R2 research here. Okay. So as you may remember, I entered to a short position. Okay, here it is. Anyway, some months ago. Okay. This is a public indicator. I was building this analysis with different information. Okay, this indicator is just one of the things that I was using to try to time the macro top. This was not the only thing that I was watching for, of course, and it seems in general that the cycles are changing anyway. I think we're likely to see Bitcoin putting an all-time high in the next 12 months, and I already entered to a position that I'm pretty sure that you saw on the Discord, around $62,000, okay, which was basically around here, okay, around here. This was my position, and I had a stop loss around $30,000, and this is something that I'm just going to let run pretty much for the next maybe 1 year or 2 years, I don't know, okay. So let's start with some analysis on Bitcoin, okay. Let me go to DeFi Llama. I'm just going to open some stuff. I don't know if you have checked, but volume is starting to get back into crypto. Not only on Bitcoin, but in altcoins also. Some altcoins, for example, already pumped a lot. I don't know if you have been accumulating, for example, coins like Hype, but this one pretty much exploded after rating the yearly low here. And yeah, I'm already in some positions, not many really. I mean, on Hype, I was only able to buy around 30% of the spot back that I wanted. And I think this one have a lot of room to go up, okay. And with Ethereum pretty much the same, okay. I'm going to be looking mostly for longs. Once we close above this zone in 7 days, I'm going to be looking into a position with heavy size. And I think in general, majority of the indicators, okay, that I use are pointing to the upside now. We have, for example, information like, okay, let me see if I can show you, like from the most simple to the most complex. Let's go. I think we're gonna start with EMAs. Where is it? Triple EMA. Okay, I'm just going to add this, and I'm going to raise this. Okay, let me add the 20 and the 50. And I'm going to start with Bitcoin, okay? Let's go to Bitcoin. Okay, let's go to the weekly. This was pretty much the trend that we've been following down on Bitcoin. And I don't know if you remember, but here, actually, you can see this on the Discord. We put in a short. We had monthly liquidity being rated exactly at this point, and the daily EMAs and the shift happening exactly at this point. I mean, and we had pretty much the same type of formation that we get on distributions, which is accumulations, the rate of a weekly and monthly level, and then momentum starting to push lower and support and resistance getting break, which was exactly what happened here. We had exactly the same here. You can check again on the Discord. This was a trade that I actually sent it. I mean, we had the weekly, we had the monthly here, pretty much exactly the same type of trade. We had, for example, this monthly liquidity being rated, but the difference, for example, between this one and this one was that, you can see here, that on this one, price was still trading in general. I mean, we never broke any low. Momentum was pretty much intact. I mean, you can see here, it was a pretty clean in general trend up until we hit the monthly liquidity again here, and we shifted the lows and momentum start catching, and the bear market continued. Okay. Overall, this technical analysis, which is very simplistic, I mean, we had all the information from multiple angles, for example, including ETFs, that were pointing pretty much various flows. People were not buying a lot. The sentiment was pretty much dead on crypto on the last few months, and it was actually until few weeks ago, actually, when I put the trade, that we had the first monthly, for example, sweep here, and momentum starting to catch a bit, for example, on this range, and all this explode. Personally, I was not expecting this to happen very quickly. I mean, I had in mind that price was likely to still continue going down. Okay, there is many things that we need to discuss, for example, about the current system that I have, and many stuff that I'm going to be sharing today, tomorrow, I mean, on the next streams. I mean, this is just to do a quick recap of what I'm expecting, so you at least can get an idea of what are some of my possible trades next. But basically, I'm going to wait, okay, for monthly candle to close, okay? I'm going to wait for monthly candle to close. I want to see price consolidating above this level, okay? I know it might seem very obvious, but monthly closes, weekly closes above levels that people are constantly watching are actually relevant. And they are mostly relevant because people watch them. It's pretty much that simple. And so I'm just going to be waiting until the end of month to add the rest of the position that I want to my trade. And the entry that I'm going to be looking for is mostly something like this. I mean, pretty much something like this, targeting all-time hikes, okay? And I'm going to enter on this trade again at the end of the month when we get the monthly close. Why the monthly close? Because it's one of the time frames that not only the higher time frame players, but pretty much everyone consider for trading. Is pretty much what you can call like focal points. Is levels that people are constantly watching, and because they are watching them, they work, and because we need to agree some way on the market, like everyone. So majority of the people, for example, that have a lot of money, agree on monthly and weekly levels. That's why you get weekly sweeps and monthly sweeps. That's why you get big reactions on weekly and monthly sweeps. And so it's the same with support and resistance. I personally use weekly and monthly always. And yeah. So what I'm going to be doing next is pretty much just waiting and looking for a fair value gap to create here, okay? I mean, at the end, fair value gaps can be called, a form of momentum, which is basically people over a long period of time that are consolidating positions that are not being closed in a short time period. I mean, it's exactly the same. I mean, you can see, for example, the last fair value gaps that we had on Bitcoin. I mean, majority of the times these levels often get very well respected, and it's often how majority of the big movements start, because it's just people consolidating orders over a long period of time. So I'm going to wait for that fair value gap to be created, but I don't want to wait for 2 more months. So for me, it's enough to see just this close of Bitcoin and in 7 days, okay? I'm going to put heavy size on this, okay? We are going to continue, of course, analyzing Bitcoin with all the other data, including on-chain. Pretty much all the form of data that is non-redundant. I'm going to be dropping all the analysis written on a stream, on a video. And in general, all the system, for example, that I'm currently using. But in a pretty few words, it's waiting. For me, it's waiting here. And if you ask me if I see the possibility of Bitcoin going down, for example, to lower levels, yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, I think something like this is possible. And I think if something like this happens, it's going to be very violent. I mean, all this trend up was pretty much fueled by shorts, by many shorts that people had. And at the end, I mean, we are on a key support and resistance zones. So there is a possibility that we just see, for example, Bitcoin dropping if price is not able to close around these levels at the end of the month. So on the short times, I think it's more likely to get a small retracement if we get, for example, something like this. I mean, we already had the weekly sweep. We have all this accumulation. I think if we get, for example, a cross over this zone, we could see Bitcoin maybe dropping around 70k levels. And if we get there, I'm likely going to be still looking to add at least some to my position. I don't know, guys, for example, if you have any questions about the altcoins that I'm going to be holding for this cycle, but it's mostly going to be hyper liquid. I want to enter, for example, to Solana. Why hyper liquid? Why Solana? Hyper liquid is just because it's pretty much one of the main protocols where people is going to be trading over the next couple of years. They are very well positioned and they have deep liquidity. Majority of the dexes are already including stocks, so they are bringing new liquidity to the market. They have a lot of plans to grow all the ecosystem, which are very good news. And I think in general that the only bad thing, for example, that you can find on Hyperliquid is a possible hack, and that's pretty much all. I mean, I personally, I'm very bullish on Hyperliquid. I think we can still, for example, see levels double the current price. So yeah, and same for example with Solana. I mean, even if Solana is a shitcoin and its value is not actually tangible, I mean, as for example an asset that I don't know is doing something. For example, I mean, the overall ecosystem is very well consolidated. I think we're likely going to see a lot of volume coming back into meme coins and all that type of things, coins. So let me check the comments. Do you think this week shake up October midterms volatility can shift trend down? Usually Bitcoin having quite similar to stocks. Yeah, I think it's very likely, for example, that we with something like this, but I don't want to speculate too much. I mean, for me right now, I think the best position would be just to wait until the end of month. And if we close the end of month, for example, I mean, if I had to select, for example, a very clear level, I think for me would be roughly around, let me mark out this, roughly, yeah, above 72k maybe, I think. I mean, like all this zone in general, which is pretty much where majority of the positions from the last range were created, liquidated. And so here, let me mark out, okay, yeah, pretty much all this zone. I think if we close above this, I mean, I'm personally going to enter very deep on Bitcoin trades, and we would be breaking above majority of the indicators that everyone uses. I mean, from price action to volume indicators, it would be pretty much a confirmed breakout on the weekly and the monthly. We have the 100, 200 daily EMA. I mean, I don't have it here, but let me put this quickly. 100, 200, I mean. We have, for example, the bull market support band that many people use. I mean, the 100 and 200 were very clear, for example, trades that I did share on the Discord on the last months. But the difference is that conditions right now are not the same, and that we are actually breaking above these levels. I mean, and by conditions are not the same, I mean that we have data supporting that this could likely be a possible bottom. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing again is just waiting, guys, until the end of month. Okay, I'm going to do a more comprehensive and deep stream showing, for example, the indicators, the platform, I mean everything that I'm currently using for trading. To be honest, majority of my trading, I mean, right now is pretty much semi-automated. And for example, updates on AI, I don't know if you guys are interested on that. I tested many things during the year. For example, to use AI for trading. I think the models are good, majority of them. I mean, you can do decent analysis with them. But personally, I mean, majority of the things that I use haven't changed too much. So I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I'm likely going to continue trading as I was trading, for example, last year. But something good is that I was able to automatize, for example, the analysis of tokenomics for some coins. DeFi Llama have a lot of public data. You can even run, for example, agents to just extract all the data that you want from tokenomics, all the data that you want from volume, from many things. I mean, I actually have on GitHub a repo where I have around maybe 100 different things that I tested that I'm going to share if you want to use them, and I only end up leaving with 4 maybe for my personal trading. This stream is not to show all that, I mean, because at the end I think that requires a proper stream with a date. Maybe today at night, I mean it's very early my time, you can see here is still 1 p.m. So yeah, maybe if you are up at night, I'm going to do a small I'm going to ask you guys, I mean, for example, when are you available? And if many people are available today at night, I can just go through the platform. I can show you, for example, all the stuff that I've been working on. We can get more in depth, for example, with the data that I'm currently watching on Bitcoin. And yeah, but the immediate plan is waiting. I wouldn't enter right now to a position. I don't think this is either a good moment for short or to longs. I mean, if you didn't enter, for example, on the lower levels, I would just wait for the monthly to confirm the actual close above the important levels that majority of the people are watching, and I would take a position there. So yeah. If you are not in, I mean, I have a spot plan that you can also follow with me if you want. I'm going to present it likely on a separate individual video, but it's pretty much same that I'm saying here. Is waiting until the month close, start building the spot position, opening also a position on Ethereum, and here I'm going to open a very big position on Ethereum. I think we could get a very decent trade. I mean, it seems with a lot of strength, and you can see we're pretty much on a massive yearly range. I mean, this is pretty huge. So yeah, I mean, it's just pretty much waiting from here. I don't know if you guys have, for example, any questions. I can link the stream so you guys can watch it. And yeah, I mean again, tomorrow, okay, we're going to have the same stream at the start of New York. I mean, I had some issues with the Discord and the stream because I haven't done streams in a lot of time, and again, I'm updating things on the Discord, creating new channels, roles. But anyway, if you don't have any question, I'm going to finish the stream in like 5 minutes, and I'm going to post today, maybe in 4 or 5 hours, a separate video, okay, with all the plan that I'm going to follow for this week, okay. The idea is to keep momentum. I mean, if you guys keep joining to the streams, I'm just going to keep doing them. Personally, I'm back to trading full time, so I'm very happy with that. I have actually a new setup. I moved from the apartment I was to a new house because I didn't have enough space there, and yeah, I'm very happy with that. I was able to solve majority of the issues that I had in real life, and yeah, I'm very excited in general to come back, especially not only for example with the crypto side. I mean, also for example with AI, I've been using a lot of AI, for example, to power some of the small businesses that I'm running. I can even show you some pictures, for example, um, from from where I'm currently at and where I'm going to be this next week. But thankfully, thanks to AI, I mean, I've been able to push many things in real life. In real life, I mean, and I set aside many things here on crypto because I mean, at the end, I had some issues and it wasn't easy to handle everything. But anyway, let me know, guys, if you have any questions. I'm going to be reading the chat maybe again 2-3 more minutes, and if you don't write anything, I'm going to close. I don't know if you have been into cloud, Grok, ChatGPT, and all that AI things, but models are getting very good, very good. Personally, I'm using a lot Grok, and actually, it's pretty much the main model that I'm using with cloud, for example, on the terminal, and yeah, and I think these tools were a blessing for me and for everyone. If you know how to use them, how to do research, I mean, they confabulate a lot. I mean, they confabulate a lot. But if you use, for example, external oracles, so they can confirm, for example, the knowledge, they are very good doing research. They are very good writing codes. Actually, majority of the indicators that you can imagine, you can create them now very easily. I don't know if you remember that some months ago, maybe like 6 months ago, I shared, for example, a platform that was pretty much for to create, for example, the scripts, just using Cloud or ChatGPT or Gemini. I improved actually that platform. I haven't updated the repo. Initially, it was a copy from a platform that was created by I don't remember the name of these guys, but this is a guy that is very famous on the TradingView PineScript forums. But eventually, I mean, I just iterated a lot, and it got very better. I mean, so this is pretty much all from my side, guys. Again, for Bitcoin, I'm just going to be waiting. Okay, we can discuss the comprehensive analysis on a separate stream. Right now, I'm on Guadalajara, Jalisco, which is not exactly where I'm living. Where I am. Okay. Current location. Okay, yeah, I'm in Zapopan, in Jalisco, and I'm going to get back to my city in like 1 week. But I mean, this doesn't affect anything. I have a department here, and I'm going to be working from here all week, and yeah, I mean, let's just get back to grid. I'm very excited, and actually something very good that we can do on a separate stream is also, for example, check all the new updates, not only on DeFi Llama, but for example, a lot of platforms like Arkham got huge updates. I don't know if you have, for example, have been able to check what you can do now with agents, for example, that connect to these type of platforms, but you can do some very comprehensive, deep analysis. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot of time, so I'm going to finish this stream, guys. Let's continue chatting on the Discord. I'm actually going to be answering any questions that you may have on the Discord, and I will try to finish today the roles that you can see in the new channels. I'm going to create myself a test user so I can see what you see. And yeah, I mean, I see you tomorrow, guys, for the same stream, okay? And after the little just questionnaire to see what time do you think is better. And but anyway, this is mostly what I'm going to be. Sorry, this is mostly what I'm going to be doing these days. So let me check the chat. Glad you're doing better. But thank you, man. Thank you. I mean, I'm very happy. I mean, because it was a lot of time. I know. I mean, it was a lot of time. I was out for almost all the year, and yeah, I also got myself. I mean, in case you want to start it with me, guys, I got myself an account here, a 200K account, and yeah, we can start it tomorrow. I mean, personally, I don't care. For example, to do a challenge, especially because I'm going to be trading New York session and looking for mostly trades like this. I mean, for example, like sweeps, shifts, expansions, considering of course all the macro, and looking to time, for example, trades on New York. So yeah, if you're up to that, I can do it. Let me know on the Discord. I mean, just put messages. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you are interested in. And yeah, I'm going to post something on X too, and just about the streams. I mean, I don't want to make too much noise. I mean, just be constant with the streams and nothing else. So see you guys on the Discord, and let me know whatever you, for example, are interested in seeing first. I don't know if you are interested in again AI agent for trading, in the Bitcoin thesis first. And I mean, to be honest, it's not urgent, the thesis, because at the end we have a full week to wait for the monthly close and the second weekly close above the support and resistance levels. So yeah, I mean, and also if you're interested in what I was saying about the AIs to power, for example, any type of business, to automate many processes, to build indicators. I mean, I was very deep into that all year. Actually, if you go, for example, to my GitHub, I don't know why all my accounts are closed. Let me just start here. Yeah, but this is pretty much all the projects that I've been working on. I mean, it's a lot, and it's not projects that had just one commit. I mean, majority of them have thousands and thousands, and yeah. Actually, here you can see this is the one. Okay, yeah. This is exactly, for example, the tools that I was using mostly on the last couple of weeks and months. For example, to build a system. I'm going to share this repo. Okay, it have a lot of things, actually, a lot of things. To be honest, majority of the things that you can find on X are public and open, if you know where to look for. And the few things that you're not going to find is just systems that people develop, mostly using different parts of things that are already public. I mean, no one is reinventing the wheel. I don't know if that's the way to say it in English, but yeah, I mean, many things. I mean, these ones are private, but I'm going to open them, of course. Sorry, where is it here? Let me see it. Okay, and this is pretty much my 2026. I mean, I was mostly just like working alone. I had a bad moment, but anyway, I mean, I never really stopped working or trading. I mean, I was actually still trading the last weeks and months, but just private and just macro positions. And so yeah, I mean, if you're also interested again in this, let me know, and I can share a lot of things, a lot of things related, for example, to trading and stuff that I'm pretty sure is going to make your trading way easier. And I do have, for example, and I think I shared this on Discord, I have some systems with deep backtest that are just running automatically. I can show, for example, on a separated stream, the bots, for example, that I created, and some results, for example, from those bots. On the last 2-3 months, I have one on interactive brokers that is just running Bitcoin positions on the H1 at New York session, and it did some decent return. on these last 2-3 months, and yeah. So anyway, guys, this was just to catch up a bit. So again, let me know on the Discord what you want to see, and let's continue chatting there, okay? I will try to keep the next streams more organized. Again, I mean, this was pretty much the first day that I came back, so I needed to configure OBS, and I had some issues with that, but I mean, we move forward. And anyway, guys, thank you for joining, and see you later, guys, on the Discord, okay? Let's continue chatting there, guys. Later.